So this is going to be kind of a strange video. I'm going to be reviewing a proxy, believe it or not, or I should say a proxy maker. Specifically ZProxy Factory or the Proxy Guy. I believe he goes by both titles. I might have gotten that mixed up. I know on Twitter he is the Proxy Guy, and I had commissioned a custom foil Duretti for my Duretti Commander deck because, as we all know, Duretti does not come in a foil version. But in addition to having him make a custom foil, I took the image that he uploaded of a previous Duretti foil he had made and had another proxy manufacturer on Etsy.com produce this one for me. Specifically because I wanted to see how much better the Proxy Factory guy's work was over just your run-of-the-mill, take a decal and slap it onto a card type proxy that you see on most websites. Now, before I get into this, I want to give a quick disclaimer. I do not approve of proxies being passed off as genuine cards. The reason why I have proxies like the ones I do in front of you is because I want to make sure they are never passed off as genuine and that everybody knows that they are indeed proxies. Proxy cards should never be sold with the intention of convincing people that they are genuine cards and or tournament legal. They should only be used for casual formats such as Cube, and if your playgroup allows it, Commander. However, if you are going to proxy cards of any real expense, I would always advise actually owning the real card and having it nearby to prove to everybody that you do indeed own the genuine copy and you're only using the proxy for either the fact that you prefer the artwork on it, you wanted a foil version of it that they don't have in the regular version, or you don't want to damage your expensive card. Okay, just wanted to get that out of the way. So what is the main difference between the Proxy Guy's work and your run-of-the-mill proxy maker? Literally everything. The quality, the way it's done. I have never seen a proxy as, amazingly done as the Proxy Guy's work. And I have a lot of light, a lot of glare here, actually. Let me go ahead and try to get some natural light for us. Really should have prepped this before the video. But, oh well. There we go. So now we're working with some natural light. Now, you may not be able to tell the difference right now between this proxy and this proxy. You might, right? Actually, you can really begin to tell, like, the way that this is just really reflective. The biggest difference between these two proxies is, if I didn't know better, I would say that the Proxy Factory, or the Proxy Guy, takes a genuine foil and wipes it down with acetone, and then literally just prints everything that you see here on it. Evidence to support this would show that the text is a little bit raised, which I'm not going to be able to actually show you. But if you look in the card, the text does feel just a little bit raised above the rest of the card. And the foiling that it has reminds me very much of when I do the silver border altar on my foil cards. Like, let me go ahead and grab an example. And again, I should have had this prepped, but kind of an impromptu video. Here we go. Here's a seed rhino that I silver bordered. And that's really what this kind of reminds me of. Maybe a little bit more reflective. But it's the exact same thickness, and I mean the exact same thickness as a genuine Magic card like the Seed Rhino here. You don't see that all too often when it comes to proxies. I see a lot of people claiming, my cards are just as thin as a real foil, but they never are. Like this one, for example. Okay? You may not be able to see this, but let's go ahead and try zooming in. Don't know if we have enough light over here for this. You know what? Let's go ahead and bring up the phone's light, if it'll focus. It's kind of hard to capture this on film. Alright, let's try zooming out, because we maybe just be a little bit too close here. There we go. You can see the thickness of this card, and I apologize for my hands being a little bit dirty. I was doing some work with acetone, got some ink and some everything else all under and on my fingernails. Let's go ahead and compare. You might be able to see the difference, and you might not, between the two cards. Come on. It's kind of hard to do this all with one hand. Alright, there you go. The card on the bottom here is the Proxy Factory's work. The card on the top is the miscellaneous Etsy seller. So while it's very hard to capture on camera exactly how different the thickness between the two cards is, trust me when I say that it is quite noticeable. Another thing you can see is that this is just glossy all over the card, and because of that, it makes the text very difficult to read. Really just overly thick. Like, I can really, if I bent this, it would crease in a heartbeat. I wouldn't want to bend the Proxy Guy's foils either, because obviously with the artwork being printed directly on the card without like a gloss cover, it could potentially start breaking away. But this really does feel, oops, if I don't drop it too much, it really does feel exactly like another foil card. I mean, it's really hard to explain the differences, so I'm going to try to show them off to you. Let's take the miscellaneous proxy and shine some light on it with a flashlight. Okay, do you see that? All those air bubbles, all that gloss, because all this is a foil card that somebody went to the store, bought some of that freaking decal crap from a printing store, and just printed it all over the card. Just laid it on there like a sticker. You can actually probably see that if you look hard enough. Really just poorly done proxy, but this is the majority of foil proxies. Let's take the Proxy Factory's work, or the Proxy Guy's work. Text is so very clear and legible, and it looks, you can kind of see what I mean by the artwork being raised there and the font being raised. It is very much like a genuine card. Everything is still legible in the light, because it is printed in such a better manner. It isn't just words being printed on a piece of decal and being slapped onto a piece of cardboard. It is printing directly on the card. I have a couple other examples to show off. Here's a booster tutor that I had commissioned for when I build my cube. And here's a gifts given for when I build my cube. So, yeah, this is not so much really an advertisement. I mean, I'm not being paid to do this, but I do want to let people know that if you're building a cube deck or a commander deck or whatever, and you want to use some proxies for cards, but you don't want to have to deal with overly thick cards that kind of feel like they're marked, the Proxy Guy's work is just phenomenal. It's the best I've ever seen. I've used a lot of different sellers on Etsy to get proxies done, and a lot of them are just absolutely horrid. Let's see, I have another one, another proxy around here somewhere. I didn't actually order this. I ordered it something else from the seller. Whoops. And he threw the card in. Here we go. It's a proxy of Mana Crypt. Really, really poorly done. Not a foil one or anything, but just a really, really poorly done proxy of Mana Crypt. You know, overly thick, and it really just, it feels like printer paper on there with a real magic back. Again, I would never order a proxy or, proxy like this that looks genuine. It was a throw-in item. But yeah, there's a lot of really bad proxy sellers on the internet. If you're looking for one that produces distinguishable cards that you can obviously tell are not genuine, but super high quality and will not stand out when you're shuffling your deck, look no further. This really is just the best work. I'll leave his contact information down below in the description if you guys want to message him on, or email him, or message him on Twitter or whatever, and work out some commissions. But he really just does do some phenomenal work, so I wanted to give him some airtime and make sure that everyone knew about him. But until next time, I'm signing out, so I'll catch y'all later.